Do you want to learn how to Godbridge? No? Oh, okay. Well, actually, never, whatever. You're still learning Godbridge today because I'm making another tutorial on how to do Godbridge with glorious model, whatever. So let's just start the video already because no one wants to hear me talk. Anyways, okay, so in order to like drag click and stuff, you will need either scotch tape, masking tape, or electrical tape, whatever works best for you. For me, scotch tape works fine for me. I can drag click pretty well with it. So you can either keep the tape on the mouse so you don't get too much stickiness, and then your mouse will just be like very sticky. You can either keep it on the mouse, or you can get more tape and just rub it or dab it on the mouse. And I'll just demonstrate it for you. And then what you have to do is you can just like rub it down, or just, you know, just make sure you get the mouse sticky, and then you can drag click. So make sure you turn down the debounce time in the Glorious Model O software. That will help a lot with your CPS. And if you don't do that, then you won't get any CPS at all. But since you turn it down, or if you turn it down, then you'll get a lot more CPS while you drag click. And also, make sure your hands are actually clean and dry. You can use like a cloth, or just wash your hands before you drag or play, or else, you know, like your finger won't be able to create enough friction against the mouse, and then it'll just become all like slippery and stuff. So yeah, make sure you do that. So the timing of Godbridging, it isn't actually all that hard. It's literally the same amount of like, it's the same rhythm every single time you place each block, because you aren't like strafing. Say you like breezely, it isn't like different, because like the amount of, or how long you strafe, it doesn't actually matter. So yeah, just when you do the rhythm for Godbridging, it actually stays the same. Get the rhythm in your head, and then just like keep on trying to learn it. And if you feel like you're messing up a lot and stuff, make sure to go check out like other Godbridging videos, like see how they Godbridge and listen to the rhythm. And you can also like copy how fast or slow they drag. I'll just say like, you know, drag click like 1 centimeter to 2 centimeters, and I think that'll be good for you. Now onto the grip of the mouse. For me, I don't actually grip the mouse when I Godbridge, but also I can grip it while I Godbridge. So pretty much what I do when I grip it is I normally hold it with my palm, and then just let like my middle finger like drag on it. If that feels weird for you, then make sure to like try out or test out different methods of like holding it, like I don't know, like with your fingers like this, or if like you just want your index finger to be like that. This also works too with your index finger. I mean, it feels comfortable, but for me, it's kind of hard to do, so yeah. But if you don't want to like grip your mouse, it might take some time in order for you to like be able to drag click without your mouse actually moving. For me, it took like a couple weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks. But once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to Godbridge without like gripping the mouse. So for this method, you actually have to keep the tape on the mouse, or else if it's too sticky, then it'll just be like moving all over the place. So make sure you keep the tape on the mouse, and make sure it isn't too sticky, and then you'll be able to Godbridge without gripping the mouse. So if you're wanting to learn how to Godbridge without gripping the mouse, you're gonna need to do like a lot more shorter drag clicks, because the mouse is very light, and it's like one of the most lightest mouse out there. So yeah, you're gonna need to like do tiny short drags instead of like doing a bit longer drags. And as you can see, the Glorious Model O does give you quite a bit of CPS when you do light drags because of the debounce time. So here, let me show you an example. So there you see, I did very tiny drags and didn't do long ones, because the more longer drag you do, the aim's gonna get off like that. So you make sure you do like tiny short drags. And yeah. Another tip, when you're Godbridging without gripping the mouse, try to like, instead of moving your whole entire arm to drag, that's gonna actually make your mouse move a lot. So what you're gonna need to do is just get your wrist and just make a tiny little like dragging motion. And I think that helped me a lot too when I drag clicked. That helped me a lot because then my mouse didn't actually move as much as before, like this. So yeah, make sure your sensitivity is also very low. I set mines to 21%, and my DPI is 1200. So if you want to go copy that, you can. So many of you might be wondering how you get this crosshair that I have. Or not, but whatever, I'm just gonna tell you anyways. But if you have seen my other Godbridge tutorial, you will know how to get it, but I'll just like do it again for those of you who haven't watched the first one. So pretty much what you have to do is go on Badlion client and go to the Badlion settings and then search up crosshair. Now go into the settings, and right here on crosshair type you should click on that, and it should say arrow right here. If it doesn't, then it might be somewhere down here, but I'm pretty sure it should be right here. Anyways, you're gonna need the width and height to be the exact same, or else it's just gonna look completely weird, like a line or something. So, yeah, you're just gonna make sure that you have the width and height as exactly the same. Everything here doesn't really matter, except for, like, the thickness. I would say just keep it at 1 for the most part, and you can change this around if you want to, but I mainly just keep it at 1. And then make sure all of these are turned off. You can do anything with the colors, but that doesn't really matter. And yeah, that's how you get that. So next up is the jumping while Godbridging. You're gonna need to do this method that's called the short pause method. So pretty much every time you jump, you have to do a very short pause, and then you start the drag click rhythm again. So I'll show you some examples of it, and yeah. The coordinates for Godbridging is 135 and 45. Depends on which way you're looking. It'll only be 135 or 45. So if it's on this way, then it's going to be 135. And so I think it's on this side, it'll be 45. And then you can just start Godbridging. And yeah, then you won't fall off the block if you have those coordinates correct. The Y coordinates actually don't matter. But the only thing that matters is that you're gonna have to keep it right under the line, like I said, and then you can just start Godbridging from there. Some people say 135, 175. That works too, but then still sometimes it just messes me up like that. So I just recommend aiming under the line. So I hope this video helps with Godbridging. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below, and I'll try to help you out with whatever question you have. I hope this was better than the other one, although I am really bad at this, so if you have any tips for me, then make sure to comment that down below too. And also, tell me if you want me to do a drag click tutorial video, because how I taught in this video was kind of wonky, so I'll try to go into further depth and detail if you want me to make a drag click tutorial video, but yeah. Anyways, that's all from me, and yeah, see you on the next video.